Buying a full-frame camera right now might be the single biggest mistake you can make. Everyone thinks you need to drop thousands of dollars on massive glass and heavy bodies just to get professional results, but the entire industry is about to get completely turned on its head. Sony has spent years building a massive empire with their full-frame mirrorless lineup, leaving their compact crop sensor users feeling a little left behind. The arrival of the A6700 changed that a bit, instantly becoming the king of the APS-C market. But let's be real, in the tech world, total satisfaction has a shorter shelf life than a base model storage tier. Creators are already looking at the horizon, demanding more speed, better resolution, and less bulk. Now, the internet is absolutely buzzing with a name that changes everything: the Sony A6900. If you spend any time scrolling through tech forums, you know this isn't just random internet guessing anymore. The supply chain leaks are getting way too consistent, and something massive is happening behind closed doors. Honestly, I'll believe it when I see it, but the data slipping out looks like Sony is preparing a generational leap that borrows heavily from the classic Cupertino playbook. We're talking about a true next-generation flagship designed to completely redefine what a compact camera can actually do. Looking closely at the timing, top-tier supply chain insiders like Mark Gurman and Ming-Chi Kuo are already pointing to a very specific release window. The consensus says we will see this machine arrive between late 2026 and early 2027. Now, I know some of you are going to complain that a launch that far away is incredibly frustrating, especially if you need to upgrade your daily driver right now. But a longer timeline tells us a ton about the engineering strategy here. Sony isn't just rushing out a minor iterative refresh to collect a quick cash grab. They're taking their time to develop something genuinely disruptive, waiting for the underlying hardware architecture to mature so they can avoid the kind of thermal throttling that ruins compact bodies. What makes this situation so fascinating is the sheer density of the data we're getting. Early rumors are usually incredibly vague, but multiple independent tracking reports from DG Times and Mako Takara are saying the exact same things with pinpoint precision. This level of consistency means prototypes are already out in the wild, undergoing internal testing by select professionals. We now have a remarkably clear picture of what this camera looks like under the hood, starting with the absolute heart of the system, the image sensor. The current generation uses a 26-megapixel backside illuminated chip, which is great for casual users, but the A6900 is rumored to make a massive jump to a brand new 33-megapixel sensor. A resolution bump like that gives you massive flexibility to crop into your shots in post-processing without losing vital details, which is huge for wildlife and sports shooters. But the megapixel count is only half the story. The real magic lies in the architecture because the leaks state this 33-megapixel chip will be a stacked sensor. To understand why this is a game changer, look at how traditional systems work. In a standard setup, the pixels red light, and then the data slowly travels down a long highway to the processing engine. A stacked sensor completely changes this by placing a dedicated high-speed memory layer directly underneath the pixel layer, dropping the data straight down instantly. This enables mind-blowing readout speeds that solve the worst problem in modern digital video: rolling shutter distortion. Fast-moving subjects won't look warped or slanted anymore, and panning quickly won't turn straight buildings into jelly. It instantly elevates a compact body into a professional tier of performance. The benefits don't stop at raw speed. Reports from the ELEC indicate that this new architecture delivers a dynamic range of over 15 stops. Having 15 stops of dynamic range is a luxury usually reserved for insanely expensive cinema setups. It means you can shoot in harsh midday sun, preserve your highlights in the clouds, and retain clean details in the deep shadows without introducing digital noise. This level of performance completely melts away the old boundaries between crop sensors and full-frame giants. Historically, compact cameras were just stepping stones you bought before you saved up enough money to pay the full-frame premium. But with a stacked chip and massive dynamic range, the A6900 positions itself as a pocket flagship that can stand side by side with the heavyweights. This is exactly the kind of seamless integration of size and quality that hybrid creators have been begging for. Do you think full-frame cameras are still necessary if crop sensors get this good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I really want to know if you'd make the switch. It is worth noting that older rumors suggested Sony might push all the way to a 40-megapixel sensor. On paper, 40 megapixels sounds like a dream, but those rumors have completely faded away. The newest leak cycles show that direction is highly unlikely, and honestly, that is a massive win for real-world usability. When you cram too many pixels onto a physically smaller sensor, the individual pixels have to be tiny. Tiny pixels struggle to collect light, which leads to horrible low-light performance and terrible digital noise at high ISO settings. By sticking to 33 megapixels, engineering teams have found the perfect sweet spot, balancing sharp resolution with excellent low-light capability. It also keeps file sizes manageable, so you don't need a supercomputer to edit your footage, avoiding a massive extra tax on your workflow storage. To process this massive fire hose of data coming off the stack sensor, you need a serious brain. The rumors indicate the A6900 will feature a next-generation BIONZ XR II class processor. Think of this like moving to advanced node processing similar to TSMC 3 nanometers yields in modern smartphone chips. When you pair a stack sensor with a next-generation processor, the performance limits just explode. The camera can run complex artificial intelligence algorithms for autofocus tracking while simultaneously capturing high-resolution RAW files without breaking a sweat. The speed expectations are highly aggressive, with leaks suggesting the camera can hit up to 30 frames per second using the electronic shutter. That means you're essentially shooting a high-resolution video file made entirely of individual RAW photos every single second. Because the sensor reads out instantly, you can use this blazing electronic shutter mode without worrying about any rolling shutter artifacts. For times when you still want tactile feedback, the mechanical shutter is rumored to hit 15 frames per second, depending on your shooting mode. But what is truly wild is a specific rumor suggesting Sony might simplify or completely eliminate the traditional mechanical shutter mechanism altogether. If your electronic shutter has zero distortion, a complex mechanical shutter just adds unnecessary moving parts that can break over time and cause expensive repairs. By shifting the focus entirely to an electronic system, this camera becomes quieter, more reliable, and incredibly durable. The lines between consumer gear and high-end cinema tools are officially gone.